My ex-husband, let's call him Tom, he's 29, and I'm a 26-year-old woman, broke up 2 years ago. It wasn't just a normal breakup, he was really, really mean to me. I'm talking about a seriously abusive relationship, and I barely managed to get away from him. It was one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. The whole time I was going through this nightmare, my foster sister and best friend of 16 years, Lisa, she's 31, was there to help me through it all. She was my rock, my shoulder to cry on, the person I turned to when things got really bad. Now, Lisa, she's got a lot of problems of her own. I mean, she's a mess most of the time. Even though I was going through my own personal hell and talking to her about it all the time, I was also there for her. I was her support system, her go-to person when things went wrong. Her daughter Emma, she's 5 and the sweetest little girl you've ever met, is my goddaughter. I love that kid like she's my own. I would take care of Emma for days at a time, sometimes even weeks, when Lisa couldn't handle it. Anytime Lisa had a problem, big or small, I would drop everything to help fix it. I would go to her at the drop of a hat, even though she lives 2 hours away. I'd support her emotionally, look after Emma, help her with money problems, you name it. I'm basically the main person Lisa relies on in her life. I'm constantly sending her money to help her out, even when I'm struggling myself. But I have to say, she really came through for me when I was getting out of that terrible, abusive relationship with Tom. I would call her in the middle of the night when I was scared Tom might actually kill me. She was one of the first people I told about how Tom was hurting me, both physically and emotionally. Lisa was one of the only people in my life who I felt I loved unconditionally. No matter how many mistakes Lisa made, and believe me, there were a lot, I would always be there to love and support her. I never judged her, I just tried to help. Things have finally started to calm down with my ex after 2 long, stressful years. We're finally getting around to making our divorce official. It's been a long time coming, but I finally felt safe enough to go to lunch with him to talk about how we would handle the divorce proceedings. We decided not to get lawyers involved because we don't have kids together, we don't have a lot of money or property to split up, and we're trying to do this the cheap way to avoid more drama and expenses. So, 2 days ago, I'm driving to meet Tom for this lunch. The whole way there, he's acting really weird and angry. He's huffing and puffing, slamming his hands on the steering wheel, just being a total jerk. I asked him what was wrong, trying to keep things civil, you know? And then, out of nowhere, he just breaks down and tells me everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. It turns out, he's been sleeping with Lisa for an entire year. A whole year. And get this, I've been hanging out with Lisa all this time, confiding in her, crying on her shoulder about Tom, and she's been sleeping with him behind my back the entire time. I did have one moment where I thought something might be up. Tom had been at Lisa's house a few times, which seemed weird. But I didn't really let myself believe anything was going on because I just couldn't imagine Lisa would ever do anything to hurt me like that. I mean, we're sisters, right? I actually asked Lisa about it a few months ago, just to clear the air. And you know what she said to me? She looked me right in the eye and said, Tom is in love with me, but I would never, ever do anything with him. I think he's horrible. I've only ever been a good sister to you. He's just Emma's godfather and they love each other, that's all. Can you believe that? She lied right to my face. Now that I know the truth, I've seen all the messages between them, all the lies they've been telling. It makes me sick to my stomach. She was actually having sex with Tom just before I went to spend my birthday with her. Just the 2 of us, like we always do. A whole year of lies and manipulation, right under my nose. Get this, she even had the nerve to invite me to Emma's first jiu-jitsu match. I said yes at first, because I love that kid and want to support her. Then Lisa casually mentioned that Tom was coming too. Of course, I backed out immediately. I mean, why on earth would she want to put me in that situation, knowing they were having sex behind my back? It's just cruel. After I found out about all of this, I sent Lisa a text. Here's what I wrote. Don't ever even say my name to Tom ever again. If you have any shred of respect or love left for me, you will never talk about me to him. From now on, the only time we communicate is about Emma. That's it. And Lisa, please, for the love of God, get off the drugs. Do it for Emma and for yourself. You're ruining your life, and you're hurting everyone around you. Don't lie to me ever again. Once you do all of that, and I have time to heal from all the pain and heartbreak and lies you've caused me, maybe, just maybe, one day we can try to get through this. I sent that text after I had already cried and screamed at her on the phone for what felt like hours. I have to be honest, I've called her again since then, more than once. I just screamed into the phone, asking over and over how she could do this to me, just to hear her cry too. I know it's not healthy, but I can't help it. The worst part of all of this, the thing that's tearing me up inside, is that despite everything she's done, I still miss her. She's been such a big part of my life for so long, and now it feels like there's this huge, gaping hole where she used to be. I'm lost. I don't know what to do or how to feel. One minute I'm furious, the next I'm sobbing uncontrollably. Can you give me any advice on how to start feeling better or how to heal from this? I'm completely broken and I don't know where to even begin picking up the pieces of my life. How do you move on when the two people you trusted most in the world betray you like this? I'm desperate for any guidance or support. I feel so alone.